welcome back to Pure Lottie. So today's video is another episode of my Declutter series. Today is actually going to be the last episode of my Declutter series. So if you want to see what I'm decluttering today, then make sure you keep watching. And if you like today's video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below because it really helps me out. And if you're new, don't forget to join my family. Hit that subscribe button and change that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. Alright, let's jump in.
Hey guys, I have a Snapchat filter on because I'm quite sick right now. I just wanted to jump into this video and remind you guys of the giveaway. It ends on the 7th of Feb, so I will link it above. Go ahead and enter. It is an international giveaway, so you're all welcome to enter, and good luck guys. Bye.
Okay, so next up is bronzers and contours. I'm not a huge liquid bronzer and contour person. I do prefer powders, and I'm not a huge contour person either. I do prefer to bronze, not contour. So first up, we've got this LYS one. This one is No Limits Matte Bronzer in Motivate, which is light. I'm going to keep this one. It is a nice formula. It's not one that I do reach for very often, so I want to try and give it a bit more of a use this year. If I haven't used it by the next declutter, it will definitely go in the next one, but it is still quite nice. Next up is this Glowish by Huda Beauty. This is into medium. This is the Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. This one is actually quite nice. I only tried this one last year, but it is really buttery, blends really nice. Absolutely love this formula, so I'm going to keep this one. Next up is this Milani one. This is the 09 Dolce Baked Bronzer. This one looks like this. I'm not a huge fan of having like shimmer in my bronzers, so for that reason I'm actually going to declutter this one here because it does have a shimmer in it. It is a nice formula. It does blend really nicely. I just don't like the fact that it has shimmer in it, so I'm going to declutter this one. Next up is this Mini Hoola Benefit Bronzer. This one is, I think this is just like the standard shade. So I actually had a big one of these a long time ago, and I repurchased the small one because my big one had hard pan in the top. This used to be my ride or die bronzer. Absolutely love this one, and I still do like it, and it's good for travel this size, so I'm going to keep this one. The last powder one is my Charlotte Tilbury one. This one is in 3 Tan. So this is the Airbrush Bronzer, and I have hit pan on this one. I absolutely love this formula. This is my favorite bronzer at the moment. It's my ride or die. I've been using this non-stop for over 12 months now. It does say you have 24 months to use it all, and you can buy refills, so you don't have to repurchase the packaging. So I will probably do that when the time comes because I actually really like this formula. So I'm keeping that one. Okay, my liquid ones here. So first up, we've got the Centre of Attention Cosmetics Snatch Stick Cream Contour. This one is in number 2, Fair Warm. I think I really need to get the shade lighter because it's a little bit darker for me. But when I do want a cream contour, this is really nice. I do actually use this for some of my creative looks where I do use like paints and creams. I don't reach for it very often, but I am going to keep it because I do like the formula. Next up is the MCO Beauty Instant Contour Cream Bronzer. This is in light to medium. Now, I actually really like this one. I have done a comparison between the Charlotte Tilbury and the MCO one, and I actually prefer the MCO version over the Charlotte Tilbury one, and the price difference is massive. So that is saying something when I prefer the drugstore one over the high-end one. So I'm definitely keeping the MCO Beauty one. It's a good one if I do want to cream contour again. It's really nice, blends really easy, really good for like beginners as well. The Charlotte Tilbury one, as I said, it's not my favorite. I prefer the MCO one over this one. However, I did pay big bucks for this, which is why I'm going to keep it in my collection for a little bit longer. If I haven't used it by the next declutter, she's going to have to go because she'll be off by then, I reckon. I just find it's harder to work with this one, harder to blend in. This is in the shade Fair to Medium, and you can see that it's quite dark still, so it's very hard to blend in. She's also a lot messier than the MCO one. I don't know why, but I just find this one so much nicer and creamier and easier to use, like more for beginners, whereas this one I feel like is more for like experts that cream contour every single day of the week. So I'm going to keep it for now, but in the next declutter she's going if I haven't used her. I just found another little bronzer in here. This is a cream one. This is the Baked Matte Stick Bronzer from Milk. This I think is in their lightest shade. Doesn't say a shade on there. I'm still to try this very much. I actually got this from my mother-in-law. She didn't like it. I've only used it once so far, so I'm still yet to try it. So I'm going to keep it for now and see what it is like. But yeah, I'm going to keep the stick, the 3 liquids, and the 4 powders, and we're only decluttering the 1, which is not very much, but I do tend to declutter things that I don't like pretty quickly. Like normally in my speed reviews, I say I'm going to pass it on so it's not sitting there and going to waste. Someone else can use them. So that's why I really didn't declutter much here. Okay, next up is blushes. I have quite a few blushes. I didn't realize I actually had so many. So I'm hoping I can declutter some of these. Okay, so first up I've got these cream blushes. These are from Center of Attention Cosmetics. These were limited edition ones. I've got Hubba Hubba, Pretty Petal, and Shy Girl. Actually, I like these. I've been using these quite a bit lately for my looks. I use them before I set my face down, obviously, because they are cream. And I really love the shades that I do have. I'm going to keep these for now because, yeah, I really do like them. Next up is this Ulta Beauty Too Cheeky for Lips and Cheeks. This is in Social. It's like a pink stick bronzer. This was from a collab that I did with someone in America. I did that a few years ago, so I've had it for quite a long time. I haven't picked this up or tried this in over 12 months now, so I'm going to declutter this one here. Next up is from Benefit, and this is the Krista blush. It's the Strawberry Pink blush. It's really, really pretty. I think I've only used it once or twice so far, so I definitely need to use it more. It's really good travel size because it's a mini version, very pigmented as well, so I'm definitely keeping this one. Okay, this Laura Geller one, this is the Baked Blush and Brighten. This is in Tropic Hues, so that's what this one looks like. Now, this one I don't really pick up anymore. It's sort of like a highlighter version, and I don't really like my blush to be like a highlighter. I prefer it to be a blush and then put my highlighter on over top. So I'm going to declutter this one here because I really don't reach for it because of that reason. Next up is my Laura Mercier. This is the shade Peach. Anytime that I want more of like a neutral or a peachy look, this is what I reach for. This is one of my favorite blushes. I've had this for a while now. I think this is actually my second version of this. This was like the very first blush that I brought when I got into makeup about 5 years ago, and this is the second one that I've brought. So I'm going to keep it. However, I probably wouldn't repurchase this one again now because of the price. I feel like all blushes are the same, whether they're drugstore or high-end, so I could probably pick this shade up somewhere else and it be the same cost. It is a little bit shimmery, which isn't my favorite, but it's not like terribly shimmery, so I do still like it, so I'm going to keep that one. Next up is this Milani one. This is in Coral Cove, and this one is quite pretty. I really like the rose print on the top there. I really like this blush as well, so I'm going to keep this one. It blends really, really nicely, and I do pick it up and use it quite a bit as well. Okay, these 3 are from Flower Beauty. These are my favorite blush formulas, and my favorite blush ever is this one here, Warm Hibiscus. This is probably my 3rd one that I've had in my collection. This one is Sweet Pea, and this one here is a newish one to me. This one's Berry More. So this one's quite like dark pink, very pigmented, so go light-handed with that one. This one's a nice like muted pink, so you can go a bit more heavy-handed with this one. And this one being my favorite one, it does have like a bit of shimmer in it as well, but it's definitely one of my favorites, so yeah, I really like it. I'm going to keep all 3 of these because, as I said, they're my favorite formula. Next up, I have this Basic Beauty one. This is in Miami, and it's a jelly blush. So this one here is actually really, really soft and squishy because it's like jelly. I can get it open. There. This one I haven't actually reached for in over 6 months, maybe even 12 months. So I'm going to declutter it. I don't actually really like the formula of this. I do prefer a powder over something that feels like wet. So I'm going to, get rid of this one. Okay, the next one is this Becca one. This is in Snapdragon. Now, we know that Becca's gone bust now. I don't know whether this shade was taken over to who brought them or not. I do really, really like this shade here, but looking at it, yes, it's very pigmented and pretty, but it reminds me very much of this crystal one. I mean, the shades are a tiny bit different, so I'm going to get rid of this one because I can't use this in my videos if it's not made anymore. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. I might pass it on to someone else. It's still a really nice formula and I did only use it a few times, so I'll see if someone else can get some use out of this one. Next up is this one from Melt. It is Polished Cream Blush Light, which looks like this. Now, I'm pretty sure I've only swatched this one here, so I don't think I've actually used it on my face. Wow, look at that pigment. I think I need to give it more of a try. It's very sparkly though. Super sparkly, super pigmented. I think I need to give it a bit more of a try before I get rid of it. But if I haven't used it by the next declutter, then I'm going to get rid of it then. Okay, so next up is this e.l.f. Putty blush. So this one is Turks and Caicos. It's a pretty color, but I'm not a fan of like the cream formulas or the putty formulas, and I didn't find it had like too much payoff either. I haven't reached for it in over 6 months, so I'm going to get rid of this one here. Next up is this Patrick Tar blush. This one is in She's Passionate. Now, I'm going to keep this because I paid a lot for it, but I'm actually really disappointed in this. This blends absolutely beautifully. It feels so nice on the skin. However, this shade is so light. The pictures online made it look so much like deeper, like a peachy blush, but it is so light. And I'm like Casper the Ghost, but it is really, really light and it barely shows up on my skin. I really have to pack it on, but I did pay full price for this, so I'm going to keep it. And if I haven't really used it much in the next 6 months when I do my next declutter, then I'm going to get rid of it then. And the lucky last one is this Colourpop one. This is the Brute Flute Super Shock Cheek Pearlized one. Now, I do actually love the Super Shock shadows, but this one here is so deep and is a very, very highlightery. So it's too dark for my skin tone. So I'm going to get rid of this one here as well. Maybe pass it on to someone with a deeper skin tone that might use it. I would keep it and use it as an eyeshadow because that's what I originally planned for it when I realized how deep it was. But I have so many eyeshadows, I don't need to keep another one. So we're getting rid of these 6 blushes, which I think is pretty good. And we're keeping these 11 blushes. Okay, next up is highlighters. I'm probably going to keep most of these because I do like my highlighters. So let's go first up. I've got this Benefit Cookie Highlighter. This used to be like my ride or die highlighter. I have used this to death. It is definitely one of my favorite highlighters of all time. I'm going to keep this because it's probably only about 12 months old. I know it says only valid for 12 months, but it still works. It's nice and it's a powder product and I'm not using it on anyone else. So I'm going to keep this one here. But this shade, oh my God, this shade on my skin tone is so nice. It's like a champagne-y sort of shade. It is so pretty. And it is so blinding and I love to be seen from space. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one here. Next up, I've got this Juvia's Place Ice Loose Highlighter. Yeah, it doesn't say what shade it is, but it's like a goldy sort of color. I'm not a huge fan of loose highlighters and I definitely am not like the biggest fan of this formula as well. It's like a goldy highlighter. It's nice, but not my favorite formula. So it's this one here. So I think I'm going to declutter this one because it is messy. I don't reach for it for that reason. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one here. Next up, I have this liquid one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter. This one is in Spotlight. Again, this is not my favorite formula, but I did pay big bucks for this one, so I'm going to keep it for now, and hopefully get some use out of it. But if it's not used in the next like 6 months, I'm going to get rid of it. I really don't like look how much product just came out from that squeeze. I don't like how much product comes out of this, and I do find it hard to blend, especially because I set my face. So yeah, not my favorite formula, but because I paid for it, I'm going to keep it. Next one is this liquid one here. This is the Revolution Bright Light Strobe Champagne with Quartz. Oh, if I can get the lid off. This one, I always struggle to get the lid off this one here, and the sticky around it has gone like all yucky, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Not my favorite again. This is what it looks like. It's pretty, but yeah, not my favorite formula. The lid is like impossible to get off, and it's all the sticky tape has gone all funky around it, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Next up is this Ofra one. This is the Nikki Tutorials collab. This is the Cloud 9. I really like this one for when I want a nice bright icy white highlighter. She's really pretty. I love that it like throws like the pinks and the blues and the purples. So I'm definitely going to keep her because I do still reach for her every now and then. I've got these 3 Center of Attention Cosmetics Attention Whore loose highlighters. I think there's more shades in my drawer, but these are 3 that I've opened and used. Anything that's not opened I keep in my drawer. So then I don't start like the shelf life unless I actually use them. So I've got here Pink Diamonds, Angelic, and Ice Ice Baby. So these are the 3 that I've opened and used quite a bit. Ice Ice Baby I use quite a lot actually. I've just done another look with it, that blue look. This one is so pretty. I absolutely love that shade. It's definitely got to be one of my favorites. So I'm going to keep these. I actually tend to use these more as like an eye topper or like the shimmer for my eyes, not an actual highlighter. This one was Angelic. This is more of like a yellowy, goldy sort of tone. And I have kept these plastic bits in on there, so then it's not so messy, because as you saw with that Juvia's Place one, it is like, it's gone like everywhere. So really do like these, and these formulas are super nice as well. They're like super brightening, they're super blinding, and as I said, they're good for using on your eyes. And this one is Pink Diamonds, obviously one of my favorites again. How pretty is that? And the littlest bit goes the longest way. So those are the 3 loose ones. So I'm going to keep these ones definitely. Okay, and then I've got 2 highlighter palettes. So this one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. This is in Sugar. Is it Sugar? Yeah, Sugar. So it's got Marshmallow, Gumdrop, Butterscotch, and Stardust in here. I have had this, I want to say like 3 or 4 years now. So I think it's time to let this baby go. It was definitely one of my favorites, but it is so big and bulky, and it's really heavy. Like even compared to this one here, this one's light. This one just like weighs a ton. So it's not one that I can even like take with me anywhere. I do like that you can pop these out though, so if I just wanted to keep one shade I could, but I think I'm going to get rid of it because it is so old, and yeah, I don't use it anymore. So it's been sitting there probably unused for, I would say, like a good like 2 years now, so I'm going to get rid of her. And the lucky last one is my Center of Attention Cosmetics Attention Whore highlighter. So these are the pressed highlighters. So this has 6 shades in it. It's got Photo Bomber, Center of Attention, Look at Me, Attention Whore, Showstopper, and Fig Jam in here. I absolutely love this palette. As you can see, it's very dirty. I use Photo Bomber, Center of Attention, and Attention Whore like constantly. You can see I'm probably about to hit pan on Photo Bomber. Actually, there's a big dip in the middle there. I tend to use Photo Bomber as my inner corner highlighter because I do like a bright white icy highlighter for my inner corner. But Center of Attention is what I tend to use the most because it works the best with my complexion as an actual highlighter. And Attention Whore when I'm more doing like a neutral sort of look, or if I'm wanting some like body highlighter, I use Attention Whore. I have used Showstopper quite a bit as well. There's a lot taken out of that. I think I have used that for probably my creative looks, but I use this quite a bit. It's my ride or die highlighter that I go for now, so I'm definitely going to keep this one here. So I'm going to keep these 7 highlighters, and we're going to declutter these 3 here. So that's the end of my declutter series. Now you'll notice I didn't declutter my eyeshadow palettes. I didn't go through them. And that is because I'm going to try and use every single palette throughout this year. So starting next week, I'm going to try and use 1 palette in my collection that I haven't used yet each week for the rest of the year, and during that time I'm going to work out if I like them, if I don't, if I want to keep it in my collection, if I'm not, and that is when they're going to be decluttered. So they'll probably be featured in my speed reviews, because then I can let you guys know what I thought of them and let you know whether I'm keeping them or not there. But I hope you enjoyed this little mini series. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below because it really helps me out. And if you're new, don't forget to join my family. Hit that subscribe button and change that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Bye!